Okay, so next up we're going to talk about how to find equations for the inverse function algebraically. And this is most likely thing one of several things you'll be asked to do on tests and homeworks and whatnot for this chapter. So we've got some function, you know, f of x equals whatever, some function of x. It's going to make your life easier to go ahead and replace the f of x with a y. And then, because we're kind of programmed to solve for y, I suggest that you swap x and y at this point so that you have x equals something with a bunch of y's, and then rearrange to solve that equation for y. And at that point, you will have the inverse function. So let's take a look at what that actually means, right? So we've got the function f of x equals x cubed minus 1. We could do a quick graph with GeoGebra. Y equals x cubed minus 1. And we see that, yes, that's going to pass the horizontal line test. So it is invertible. So yes. Okay, so we need to find an inverse for the function. Now, I'm also going to put a little side note here that our domain is all real numbers, our range is also all real numbers, and we'll put a little reminder here of kind of what this graph looks like, roughly like that, right? So, okay, so we're going to kind of follow the same steps. We're going to replace the f of x with a y. We're going to swap x and y. So my y is going to become an x. My x is going to become a y. Everything else stays the same. And then we're going to solve this thing for y. So we want to get y by itself. So we are going to add 1 to both sides. And then we need to get y without the cube on it. So we are going to take the cube root of both sides. So this here, I'm going to go ahead and write it the normal way. F inverse of x, so that's just our designation to say, hey, this function is the inverse of the one that we started with, is equal to cube root of x plus 1. I'm going to go ahead and pull up GeoGebra here, and we're going to graph that same function. So this is going to be, let's see, I can't remember what cube root is, so we will look for, we'll just say to the 1/3 power. So we had x plus 1 to the 1/3 power. There we go. And you can see, yes, these are absolutely reflections across the 45-degree line, right? Green was our original function. Blue is our inverse function. They both have domain and range of all real numbers. There we go. So for F inverse, domain, all real numbers, range, also all real numbers, and we added the inverse to the graph. And we've got another couple of examples, but I think I'm going to put these in different videos.